You ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working so hard. You're putting in the time day in and day out, but you're still not quite getting what you really want out of life. Well, let's get into this, because there's a simple, and I mean really simple, art to achieving your goals that has nothing to do with working harder. So think about this. On one hand, you've got the good worker. We all know this person, right? They're diligent, they're consistent, they hit it every single day. But then there's the good asker. And they just seem to move through life a little differently. And somehow the things they want kind of just show up. Now, it's not magic. Not at all. It's a skill. And the best part? It's a skill you can learn. So if it's not just about grinding it out and working hard, then what is it? What is that one single art, that one little technique that, if you just get really, really good at it, could completely change your results? It's probably a lot simpler than you think. That's it. Just ask. I know, it sounds way too simple to be true, doesn't it? But the formula here is absolutely staggering in its power. Asking is the beginning of everything. See, you have to be more than just a good worker. You have to become a really good asker. So, okay, how does this actually work in the real world? To really get how this works, it all comes down to what we'll call the 3 fundamental rules of receiving. Once you get these core ideas, the incredible power of just asking becomes totally clear. So, rule number 1, the second you ask, you kick off this whole process. It's like you're pushing a big button that sets all this amazing machinery in motion, both in your head and, just out there in the universe. And you don't even have to understand all the nuts and bolts of how it works. You just gotta trust the process and push the button. Now, this next one is a huge mindset shift. We always think the hard part is getting things, right? The receiving part. But that's not the problem. The process of receiving is actually automatic. It's already turned on. The real bottleneck in the whole system is somewhere else entirely. And this just nails it, doesn't it? This is that light bulb moment. You can get up every day, you can put in the hours, you can be the best worker there is. But if you don't have that little piece of paper with your goals on it, if you haven't clearly and specifically asked for what you want, you're just a good worker and a poor asker. And that brings us to rule number 3, which is so important. Success, opportunity, whatever it is you want, it's not in short supply. They aren't rationing the good stuff. It's not like you finally get to the front of the line and they tell you, sorry, we're all out. Think of it like a giant, endless ocean. There is more than enough for everybody. So if the supply is basically infinite, like an ocean, then where's the disconnect? What's the problem? Well, the problem is the tool we bring with us to collect it. Some of us show up to this massive, incredible ocean of abundance, and we're carrying a teaspoon. This is the picture you really need to get in your head. It is time to trade in that tiny little teaspoon for a big old bucket. You've got to expand your capacity to receive. You have to start thinking bigger, and you have to start asking for more, because the supply is already there. It's just waiting for you. Okay, so you're ready. You're trading in the teaspoon for a bucket. You get why asking is so critical. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. How do you actually do it? How do you ask well? It really boils down to this powerful 2-part formula. It's a combination. You need to mix the strategic, clear mind of an adult with the absolute, unwavering belief of a little kid. Let's break that down. First up, you have to ask with intelligence. And that means one thing: get specific. Get crystal clear. Don't be vague and wishy-washy. Define what you want. How wide? How high? How soon are we talking? What size? What color? The more specific you are, the more your goals become like these powerful magnets, just pulling you and all the resources you need right towards them. And here is the other half of the secret sauce. Ask with faith. This is the magic ingredient. See, as adults, we get so skeptical, but kids just believe, no questions asked. So the whole formula is this: make your detailed, intelligent, grown-up plans, and then believe in them with that pure, unshakable, powerful faith of a child. Now, this all sounds great, right? But the only way to really know if it works is to actually do it. So here's a simple little challenge for you to test this whole principle out in your own life. I want you to just try it. That's it. Give it 90 days. For the next 3 months, just commit to being a good asker. Get really clear on what you want, ask for it with that mix of intelligence and faith, and then just see what happens. Think of it as a personal experiment. I mean, what have you got to lose? You can always go back to your old ways if it doesn't pan out. So let's make this real, right now. Forget about tomorrow or next week. Just think about it for a second.
With this new tool, this new way of thinking, what is the very first specific thing that you are going to ask for?